After months of debate, state lawmakers taking on Senate Bill 4 today. That means a possible vote by the end of the day on the so-called anti-sanctuary cities bill.
Texas lawmakers have had mixed reactions. Republicans support the bill, saying sanctuary cities put the state at risk. State Representative Victoria Neve, though, from Dallas, has been protesting the bill by fasting since Sunday.
I feel a big responsibility to be that voice here and to fight tooth and nail to try to defeat this terrible legislation.
Well, the bill would cut state funding for any agencies that don't cooperate with federal immigration officers and remove elected officials who don't comply with the law. Today, local leaders, they were keeping a close eye on the Capitol.
Austin Mayor Steve Adler is as well. He is back from a trip over in D.C. He met with the U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions to get a better idea of what defines a sanctuary city. Gigi Barnett picks up that part of the story for us over at the state capitol. An in-depth breakdown, Gigi, of what they talked about, and is Austin a sanctuary city?
That is at the center of this debate. Another big question, exactly what is a sanctuary city? Right now, there are more than 200 cities and counties around the country labeled as sanctuary cities, and the federal government doesn't have a clear definition of exactly what it is, only to say that they're jurisdictions that don't enforce federal immigration law. Well, the mayor says Austin is not a sanctuary city in the eyes of that law. Travis County has a current policy, though, of refusing to turn over some nonviolent, undocumented immigrants to ICE agents. Back in February, Governor Greg Abbott cut off more than $1 million of state funds to the county because of that policy. Adler also wanted to know if Austin could be impacted by a loss of dollars from the Trump administration, which has vowed to crack down on sanctuary cities. He says that a move to hold undocumented immigrants in Austin will only boost APD's workload. He also fears that some Austin residents won't come forward to help police when a crime occurs.
To the degree that the people in the community see their law enforcement acting or perceived as acting as federal immigration agents, it erodes the trust that, quite frankly, cities like Austin have spent a lot of time and a lot of money developing.
One thing that Adler says came out of the meeting with AG Sessions is that workers here are not required to turn over undocumented immigrants under federal law. Police are only required to tell ICE agents that they have been arrested. Back to you.
Gigi, thank you. You should know a federal judge is blocking the Trump administration from enforcing a threat to strip federal money from sanctuary cities. Now, in his ruling yesterday, the federal judge sided with Santa Clara County, the city of San Francisco, and other jurisdictions, arguing a threat to take away federal funds from cities that do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement could be unconstitutional. The White House vows to appeal that ruling. Now, back here at home, students at the University of Texas are coming together today to oppose that bill, Senate Bill 4 here in Texas. A group of students have organized what they call Longhorns Against Senate Bill 4, with the purpose of protecting all Longhorns, including, they say, undocumented students. The rally starts at 8:30 this morning. Then the students march on over from the UT South Mall to the Capitol for a sit-in at the Rotunda, followed by a vigil later on this evening.